Kill me! I'm here! Kill me!
Hey everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of Tremors, a 1990 movie that will always have a place in my heart. It's a monster film and a movie that I found super duper scary as a kid, and that was back when I would say things like super duper, so that totally works. Anyways, and it's funny, as an adult I've watched it several times, and I look back on how scary I found it as a kid, and I find that kind of amusing, because as an adult you definitely see that there's a lot of humor involved in this movie, and it doesn't take itself super seriously. There is an element of it being self-aware and knowing what it is, and that, I think, makes it really, really entertaining for people of all ages. If you have a kid that watch this, I would be surprised if they didn't find it fearsome, even though obviously the effects have not aged awesomely, but I think that the practical effects still work to a large degree. Now, I remember watching this when I was a kid with my parents and being completely freaked out from the moment there is a scene early on. This is not a spoiler, it's early on. There is a scene early on where a car gets pulled underground by one of the Tremors, and just being like, what is happening? And just being completely freaked out. And this movie actually has a lot in common with Jaws, which I know is, hallowed ground, but in the way that it spends some of its time not showing you what the monster is and just implying it, and you see things from your level. Like, there's multiple scenes where all of a sudden things get like ripped down into the ground, and that in and of itself was super scary and really added to this film. It was a really interesting choice. And then you have, some stuff later on where they're like balls to the wall. Let's show you this monster that we've put together, and I think a lot of that stuff works too. I mean, if they just had a just constant static version of video of this monster, I don't think it would be very fearsome at all. You'd be like, well, looks kind of like a grub with some stuff on the front there. But when you watch it, it works. It's really, really cool in a lot of ways, but it's pure 80s. This is the movie that made me fall in love with Kevin Bacon when I was a kid. I think the guy was an awesome actor and made me want to watch his stuff going forward. And I still think this movie is super duper entertaining. For those of you that aren't aware of this, basically there's a small town in like a desert area where a tremor, which is, like I said, is basically like a grub worm type creature under the ground that goes around and eats people and has tongues that it pulls people down so it can eat them, and it's terrorizing this little group. And you have people there that they're industrial type people. They're cow folk, they're farmers, they're all that kind of stuff, but all of them there have very distinct personalities. Like, there's a couple that is very obsessed with guns, and they spend the latter half of the movie really arming all the people there to fight the Tremors. Then you have kind of Kevin Bacon, who's really the everyman, and you have just a whole the runs a gamut of the type of characters that you see, and you can really find somebody to identify with and have a lot of fun with. And all the characters are really, really over the top. Like, there's not a whole lot of subtlety going on in this movie, but there doesn't need to be. It's really entertaining in and of its own regard, because of how goofy and over the top it is. And that's what makes this movie work. Now, there are several sequels. I think there's 5 films in this franchise now. I saw the second one and I thought it sucked, and I didn't watch any of them after that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should have checked out the rest, but they were not. That first sequel that came out was not for me. All of a sudden there was like little Tremors with legs walking around. I'm like, what? No. But this movie to this day works. So if you've seen one of the sequels and you think, oh, that's a bunch of garbage, I'm not ever going to watch them, give it a shot, because I think it is just miles better than the sequels. Or at least the only sequel I saw, and from what I can kind of assume about the rest, because considering they all look like they're direct-to-video, and they're starring, in a lot of cases, the guy with guns in this movie, which, I don't have a problem with the guy with a bunch of guns, but he was not a character that you could really have be your main character, because he was so lampoonish. So I don't know, I just never had a feeling that movie would be very good at all. So if you have seen those, give this one a chance if you haven't checked it out. Other than that, those are my thoughts on Tremors. Let me know in the comments below what you think. Please hit that like button, hit that share button. It makes it much more likely that other people will be able to check out these videos, which would be awesome, because I love talking to people about my thoughts on films, obviously. If you are new here, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to let you know when I put out a new video. You can come join the conversation. Other than that, have yourself a good day. Hey everybody, this is Bad Movies coming at you with my review of Tremors, a 1990 monster movie that will always have a place in my heart. I remember checking out this movie with my family as a kid and just being blown away by it. It's one of the reasons why I love Kevin Bacon work. Kevin